Broadcasting live from the Subaru of Gwinnett studio inside the Sonesta Gwinnett Place Atlanta Hotel. It's time for Travel Safely with Bryan Mulligan. Travel Safely is presented by Applied Information, creator of the Travel Safely smartphone app.
Welcome everybody to Travel Safely, the business talk show bringing you the latest in innovation from transportation technology and entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Bryan Mulligan, coming to you live on site from the Applied Information Dealer Meeting at the stunning Lake Lanier. This show is sponsored by Applied Information, a technology company in Swanee focused on using technology to save lives, improve traffic, drive commerce, and help the environment. Today's topic is new technology in transportation, and I've got a couple of guests with me. I've got Jerry Priester and Ryan Zenzen from Paradigm Traffic out in Texas. So welcome, guys, to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much. Glad to be here.
So what we're going to do is talk a little bit about Texas in the first instance. Tell us a little bit about what you guys do in Texas. Jerry, maybe you lead this off. What does Paradigm Traffic do?
Paradigm Traffic is a distributor of traffic signal equipment in Texas. This next February, we will be celebrating our 25th year.
Oh, wow.
We have two offices, an office in Arlington, Texas, and also an office that Ryan heads up for us down in Houston, Texas. We have 25 employees, and we have some wonderful customers, and also, as an example, wonderful vendors like Applied Information and yourself.
Yeah, thanks, Jerry, for that. So Ryan, over to you. And we've got this relationship going back a couple of years now where you've piloted our products and technologies out in Texas. What have you been most excited about in the stuff that you've seen in the last couple of days at our dealer meeting?
You know, I think for me, what I'm seeing and get most excited about is really Travel Safely, because I can just only imagine where we can expand that app to and how many people we can reach with it. So as I see the development of that with your cabinet monitoring and the school beacons and all the other things you guys are incorporating, that's the most exciting part for me, is seeing the Travel Safely app.
It's actually quite a thing that we've got on the go with you guys, which is this whole idea of let's save lives and improve traffic by getting connected applications into the motor vehicles. And there's something like 200 million smartphones in vehicles. And let's use those technologies and that connectivity to make things safer. So you think that your customer base in Texas is going to gravitate to this?
Absolutely. I think once we really start getting the demonstrations out there and showing people all the versatility with that and what all they're able to do, you guys are actually bringing the connected vehicle market to the forefront, whereas everyone else is talking about it and you guys are doing something about it. I absolutely think they're going to gravitate and they're going to adopt it very quickly.
Brian, I'd like to add to that. One of the things that I really love about the Travel Safely app is the ability to not only work with new vehicles, but as an example, the person who has a 2004 Camry can use their cell phone and be connected to the infrastructure and other vehicles, and it just is a bridge to me for the connected vehicle marketplace.
Yeah, it's really exciting for us as technology vendors to see that kind of reaction from our channel partners. As I described in in some of our talks over these last couple of days, I see the business of saving lives in the traffic business as being a three-legged stool. The three legs are us as technology folks. We develop technology and we innovate. You guys who are close to the coalface and deploying this technology in your customer communities, and then the customers who are the DOTs, the city, county, and state traffic engineers who are responsible to their citizens for delivering a better traffic system. So what's exciting is seeing the potential of that going out, and the discussions that you've had with us about maybe bringing some of these customers, some of these early adopter customers, to this dealer meeting so the folks can see this firsthand about where their innovation's coming from. What do you think about that idea, about bringing some DOTs to this meeting?
Absolutely. We have some early adopters that absolutely love to talk, and they love to talk about what they've done. And so bringing them here, I think, would be the logical next step into sharing their experiences, for sure.
It has been very exciting for us to see our customers get excited about a product and want to talk about it and want to share it with their constituents. and that's one of the things that has certainly helped us drive the business in Texas for sure.
Yeah, so what we talked about is picking the right customer for the right maturity level. As we introduce new products, I'm sure you've got your early adopter customers who've been excited to be early. Give a shout out for some of your nearest and dearest who you think would be proud to be early adopters in their communities.
First and foremost for us would be Harris County, which, as you guys may or may not know, Houston and the surrounding area all resides in Harris County. And Richard Dickinson with the Harris County engineering team will be the first one that comes to mind for me.
I think the city of Fort Worth has been very happy with their applied information program that they have there, and Ollie Mosbar, I think, would be very interested as well.
Well, that's great. That's great to hear that some of these folks might be interested in coming along next year and participating in this early adopter program. The other thing that was exciting for me as we've explored things this week is the business of not only are we dealing with traffic engineers, but we had Chief Jackie Gibbs, as you know, is an ex-fire chief, and he was able to speak on behalf of the fire services and the approach of that. So do you see this expanding out beyond just traffic, but into the politicians, the press, and fire and police and all these other things? How do you see that unfolding?
I do think that one of the main things that has really come to light in this meeting is thinking about serving what we do in our industry to serve the citizens of our great country, and obviously there in Texas, we're very excited to be able to do that, and it affects them daily, and it's something that we're very proud to be associated with.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. And from my side, I mean, I'd just like to congratulate you guys on the successes that you've had in Texas. I know that keeping your businesses going and growing your business is important, but it's also, I think that as we've all shared these last couple of days, is these shared values of we're actually trying to do good work. And you see, this technology being able to make a difference in the lives of the citizens in your communities. You guys see that as well in these next couple of years?
Absolutely, without a doubt.
For sure. It's very exciting to see we've had the city of Mansfield recently, and to see their citizens be excited about it and actually hear some feedback about it has been very exciting.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the show this afternoon. And so that's Jerry Priest and Ryan Zenzen from Paradigm Traffic out in Texas. Please, enjoy the rest of your time with us, and on your way home, please travel safely.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brian.
And so now we're going to 30 Seconds with Sarah.
This is your transportation news in 30 seconds with Sarah. Esri has now integrated with Waze in a massive data merge between the companies. According to Traffic Technology Today, Esri's ArcGIS online live feed will now integrate with Waze's traffic and infrastructure data. This two-way sharing program will provide cities and DOTs with the Waze data embedded in their current systems. Governments can sign up for the free Waze Connected Citizens program that's available now. Back to you, Brian.
Well, welcome back to Travel Safely. I'm your host, Bryan Mulligan. How to save lives, improve traffic, drive commerce, and help the environment at beautiful Lake Lanier. I'm joined here by Mike Vickery and Jeff Smith of Temple Incorporated. So welcome, guys.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, we've had a good couple of days, and as everybody got to hear, Temple have been an early adopter of applied information, getting us out of the startup into the scaling the enterprise phase. So talk to us a little bit about Temple and what you guys do and how you see the world. Mike, you lead us off with that.
All right, Brian. Yeah, Temple Incorporated has been in business in the Southeast since 1954, and we bring all the parts together of transportation. One of the things that we've always prided ourselves in is trying to find the right solution for our customers. And when we met you and then kind of started down this road together, it's been a great journey to really bring good safety products and innovation to our customers.
And Jeff, yourself, how's life been for you down in Louisiana? Whereabouts do you live? And what do you do?
I'm in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, but I serve the state of Louisiana and the state of Mississippi and South Alabama for Temple, and have worked for 16 years as a sales rep, outside sales rep for Temple. It's been a great adventure, a great time with Temple, and really the last couple of years that we've gotten to work with Applied Information and some of the new innovative products has been very exciting.
Wow, that's great. So from your side, in these last couple of days that we've spent together, what do you guys see as interesting? What did you guys learn that's your takeaway from this dealer meeting?
One of the things I like to see is the ability to keep adding new things to the platform. The Glance platform itself, just when it first came out as a monitoring device, was something I thought was very beneficial. But then to add on the preemption and priority, and then the TravelSafely and the pass-through communications, and just the ability now to do connected vehicles is something that I think has been exciting to keep building on that same platform. So I'm very excited about what I see moving into the future.
All right, Mike.
Ryan, I just echo the things that Jeff said, but I'd also add to that, Brian. It's been a really big breath of fresh air for us to work with you guys, because whenever there's a problem, which we all have little hiccups with the products that we deal with, you guys almost immediately have solutions for us and our customers, and that's just been really unheard of, and we've just been really pleased with that. And then to further add to that, you guys, it's just fun doing business with you.
Well, that's great to hear, because we often, we also say that it's important to work hard, but you got to enjoy what you do. And I'm very fortunate that I don't work a day in my life because I love what I do. So it could be considered a hobby, which is what I do with passion every day. But Jeff, you got some exciting news during the course of this dealer meeting. Talk to us a little bit about your big news.
Well, we all work in this business and work with different agencies, and with that work, we've worked with the city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana for several years now, working towards a safety project, and that project bid out earlier this summer, and we're about to get into construction where we're going to replace 446 intersections and 77 emergency vehicles with the newest and latest priority and preemption equipment.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. That's a nice big job. And what it does is it makes the whole city then a connected city. So
Exactly.
So talk to us about what that means to Baton Rouge and TravelSafely. Has that been of interest to them?
It is of interest, Brian, and though this project started as a safety project for specifically priority and preemption, some of the add-on benefits that the city will immediately enjoy is they're going to immediately have communications to all of their traffic signals in their system, their management software system. They're going to have the ability to communicate back and forth with those signals daily. They're also going to have access to the TravelSafely app to offer to their citizens as an add-on benefit and a real connected vehicle application today.
Well, and that's fantastic. So when's this project kicking off, and when do we hope to be complete here?
We'll have a kickoff meeting next week, and we hope to be in construction before the end of the year and have it completed early next year.
Oh, well, that'll be great for the next summer. They'll all the folks in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, will be able to travel safely.
Well, they need the help.
What else what have been doing is of interest? And Mike, we've heard a lot about the safety program that we've been talking about. How has that come across to you guys?
Well, we've worked a lot with Alabama Department of Transportation, Brian. We've also worked with the University of Alabama, and we've
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. We've deployed approximately 85 intersections with applied information equipment that they're using not only in research, but also to improve the lives and the safety of the people in Tuscaloosa. But we don't want to discriminate against West Georgia University, and so Auburn as well is looking to deploy this equipment. And so we're excited about both the major university towns in Alabama are going to have the applied information product.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. I mean, that's as this thing rolls out, it's just wonderful to hear these stories spreading out across the nation through the Southeast, where you guys have been the champions for applied information in the earliest days, and we just thank you so much for your support over the initial years, and now as we're scaling out, we're just looking for a fantastic 2019. Is that how you guys see it?
Absolutely. Looking forward to 2019.
Yeah, I think it's going to be better than ever. I think, as you've talked about, we have so many vehicles, and Jerry Priester touched on it as well. We have so many vehicles out there that are capable of having Travel Safely app and being able to utilize these products now, that all we've got to do is put the infrastructure in place, and then they're ready to go.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. And so, hey, thank you guys for joining me on the show. It's Mike Vickery and Jeff Smith from Temple Incorporated. Back with Travel Safely with Bryan Mulligan, how to save lives, improve traffic, drive commerce, and help the environment. And we're coming to you from this beautiful Lake Lanier, where Applied Information has held their dealer meeting. I'd like to welcome to the show Lia Young Hunt, who's wins the prize for the longest travel to the Applied Information Dealer Show. Lia came to us all the way from Hawaii. Tell us about why you decided to come to Atlanta, Georgia from Hawaii.
Oh, wow. Well, thank you so much. I can't wait to go on my first safari. It's very exciting. Well, aloha, and thank you so much for having me. And really the main reason why I'm here is because, one, it's really important for us to keep a pulse on the industry, and these kinds of invitations we can't let go by. Two is that Applied Information is one of our most exciting lines, and we find that for us at Goldwings, we do want to represent lines that are innovative and improve the resiliency of our infrastructure.
That's a great lead in. I'm going to come back to that in a little bit with resiliency. That's something that you and I discussed over the course of this dealer meeting. But let's just touch back, base on how we got together, and we ended up doing school beacons in Hawaii. And it's pretty cool when you open it up in our platform and access it, and there's Hawaii out in the middle of the ocean, and we got the this report of school beacons working just fine. Well, talk to us about this initial deployments that you guys have done.
Yeah, we have an early adopter on the Big Island, and it's actually called the island of Hawaii. And what's interesting for them is that they have a very challenging environment with remote locations all over the island, and they have one county agency that does cover all of that. What we've been doing is, for the last 2 years, doing the school zone beacons and been monitoring that using the Glance system. And we're it was nice to see that they were all performing and all healthy.
Well, that's actually a sort of a great testimonial that in the middle of the hurricane in Hawaii, the Glance and the school beacons and the traffic safety devices, they were all continuing to function and checking in, and that must have given everybody a sense that when they came to school the next day, that their kids were going to be safe.
Yes, and just having that information at your fingertips during a crisis management like that, it was, for me, it was pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's one less thing for them to manage. Let's talk about resilience a little bit, because that has been my mind's been spinning. My little hamster in the wheel, which runs inside my head, has been working overtime. Even my hamster's tired. Resilience is the business of making your infrastructure cope with rising sea levels, climate change, and the other things. Talk to us a little bit about resilience and what that means in Hawaii, because if things go bad, you guys are going to get your feet wet.
Yeah, sure. And, resilience can be covered on a wider scope than that. It's just really about what happens to your organization when there's a failure of some sort. It could be utility, it could be natural disaster, floods. There's a number of things that can create that situation for you. And the most important thing is how quickly are you going to get back on your feet? And that truly is what we're involved with in Hawaii. There's a collaboration of Department of Energy, Department of Homeland Security, DBET, and the U.S. Indo-Pacific Command that is actually forming an agency to determine the definition of what is resiliency. In addition, how do we monetize that, or how do we create an importance for the community to invest in solutions that improve their resiliency?
Yeah, and so as we're all entrepreneurs, and I know you're a family-owned business. Talk to us a little bit before I go on about your family business in Hawaii. Talk to us about Goldwings Supply Company and what you guys do.
Sure. Goldwings was started about 30 years ago by my dad, Frank Young, and he was in the U.S. Air Force and came back home to Honolulu, and it started off as an aircraft parts business.
Oh,
so
wow.
we're a little different than your typical traffic distributor. Our tagline is that we modernize safety, air, land, and sea, and what we do is deliver innovative solutions to the marketplace.
Okay, and so yeah, that's so you cover quite a broad range of things in Hawaii, which of course makes you potentially a great partner for applied information here. And the reason being is that you're going to be involved in other things like resiliency and bring it to us and say, hey, there's a market here. We can see you using the Glance platform and your technologies in resilience. And I go, yeah, that's a great idea where we can leverage what we've invested in other verticals. Do you see that as well?
Oh, I absolutely see a potential for bridging the gap between your technology and the future of resilience, and how we can improve that across the grid and critical infrastructure. I do believe that we're at an age where we are seeing climatic events that are affecting infrastructure that's unprepared. And being able to get that aggregate data and kind of put it into a digestible format is one of the biggest challenges. And I think that's what applied information does really well already.
Yeah, and in fact, I think that what we've done is we've just done our first case study. Because what we've demonstrated is that the public safety folks in Hawaii, after the hurricane that's just passed through, have got 1,000 things to think about as far as resilience of their infrastructure. And one of the things they were able to cross straight off the list is, were their school beacons working properly? And they fielded a call from you when you said, hey, you don't have to worry about that. I got your back. Is that how it unfolded?
You know what? I'm a little smarter than that. I just stayed out of their way.
Yeah.
To me, and that's the beauty of your technology, right? Is that you're really there so that they don't have to worry about anything. You want them to do their job, and you want the equipment out there to do their job. So nobody really has to worry about anything or make calls or anything like that. We all see what's on the platform.
And that's actually great, because you actually live on one of the other islands.
I do. I'm on Oahu.
And so it was pretty cool that, in the past, people would have had to have driven around potentially with downed trees and heaven knows what all to verify that the infrastructure was working. They didn't have to do that this time. You just checked in from your home or from your office and was able to reassure everybody, yeah, it's all good.
Definitely. Yeah, it was quite something, especially to see the performance of our demos that were online as well.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. And so I'd like to just thank Lia Young Hunt for joining us on the show today. Lia, thanks so much for coming all the way from Hawaii.
You're welcome. Love Georgia.
All right. And what I'm going to ask you to do is, when you go home, please travel safely.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and so thanks for listening to Travel Safely, brought to you by Applied Information, the show about transportation technology, innovation, and entrepreneurship. Thanks to all our guests for their great insight and excitement about where we're going with this industry. So until next time, this is Bryan Mulligan signing off from Business Radio X, and travel safely.